you detach from the wrong guys so that you can attract the right guys. And just so you guys know, we have another marriage that just happened.
Yes. And I'm Coach B. I'm going to help you ladies as well. Being a former lifelong bachelor at 40 plus years, I'm going to help you ladies understand why it's so important to detach so you can attract the right guy.
And for those of you that are new, what's up? I'm Natasha. I was a former single mom, 4 kids. Yes, crazy. I know. Married my amazing husband.
Yes.
And now we help so many women. We've helped over 1,000 women to date. And like what we just said, we just had another marriage. She was a former single mom. She came to us single into the Feminine Energy Academy. And now she just got married this weekend to her provider husband. So this is going to be so good today.
And the thing I loved, even just adding a little bit more to it, not only did she come into the Feminine Energy Academy as a single mom, but she actually was able to position herself to be found by her husband and get married all within a calendar year.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's jump into it. Now, ladies, let us know in the comments if this is something that you have been struggling with, where you are you are staying attached to the wrong guys, or maybe you are dating a great guy, but you're finding yourself just getting maybe a little bit anxious, stressed, overthinking, obsessing, stuff like that. Maybe you have troubles opening up. Maybe you're stuck in a situationship right now. We are going to talk about all of that so you can release that, so you can stay detached, stay unbothered, stay in your yummy, delicious, magnetic, feminine energy that men crave.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready?
You ready to jump right in?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So these are just a couple of things that I want you to ask yourself when you are dating. Okay. And the first thing, this is so huge, ladies. It's not about the chemistry. It's not about the butterflies in the tummy. I want you to just pause and ask yourself, how does my nervous system feel in his presence? How does my nervous system feel in his presence? And how does my nervous system feel even when he's not in my presence? Check in with yourself. This is going to tell you so much about the person and the type of people that you've been dating. How does your nervous system feel in the presence of masculine energy? And the reason why this is so important is, at a head knowledge, you might want a certain type of guy, right? But if your nervous system is still playing in old attachment patterns from childhood, like things like, just for example, abandoning yourself, being a people pleaser, being an overgiver, you're used to that. You were used to that from childhood, and you haven't done any inner healing. You could still be playing in those patterns. And what happens is that's when you tend to attract men that are avoidant or also playing in those patterns, and you don't realize it.
Yeah. And it's so important to understand
Mhm.
how your nervous system is responding. And you can get into it later about even our situation, how things evolved. But that's not the same as butterflies. Like you're
Yes.
feeling butterflies, you're feeling good because he looks good or he looks like a provider. It's not about those butterflies, but it's about how calm you are, how relaxed you are. And all of these are feminine traits. So I'm excited to jump into it and go deeper into so you can really understand, and definitely get those questions ready as well, because we definitely want to answer all the questions. We know you ladies are dating, you're looking to date, and we want to make sure we're able to answer those questions for you.
So, ladies, the reason why you want to start caring about your nervous system is because your nervous system is running the show. It is 95% of everything that you're doing and the people that you're attracting, and you're probably not realizing it. And so this is something that I really started becoming a lot more aware of when I started dating for marriage. And, in the presence of my husband, for example, where it wasn't about the chemistry, it wasn't about the butterflies in the tummy, but it was about my love list. It was about my non-negotiables, and it was about how I felt in his presence, my nervous system. I was able to be calm. He showed up consistently. He made sure that things, I was feeling secure and safe and provided for. These are the little things that you really need to ask yourself. And also, if you've been playing in the patterns of the guy is hot and cold, he's inconsistent, he's breadcrumbing you, or maybe, you've been in a situation for so long and he's not fully stepping up. But because that's normal in your nervous system to abandon yourself and to be in that chase mode with the guy, you're going to keep playing in those patterns.
Yeah, definitely. And when your nervous system isn't relaxed. Now, he could meet your love list,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you desire, he can meet it, but he can be a different type of guy than you're normally used to
Yeah.
being with. So it's important to have that love list, but to look and see how your nervous system is responding. Because if it's still not calm and relaxed, but he
Mm-hmm.
meets your love list,
Yeah.
then it's some inner healing that you may need
Yeah.
to do because you're used to the bad boys, those that, are hot
Mm-hmm.
and cold. But having that love list is so key because it allows you to see where you're at. Not only if,
Mm-hmm.
if he's the one, but where are you at in your journey, in your
Yeah.
relationship journey? And how are you responding to the guys that actually are ready to be married and the guys that want to play games?
Exactly. And also ask yourself, okay, what's your history? What patterns have you been playing in? Not necessarily just with this guy, but just, maybe on the dating scene, maybe on dating apps, maybe in past relationships, maybe you were married before. What has been the patterns for you? Because that's going to give you clues, babe, of where your nervous system is at. And the thing is, we talk so much on this channel about how provider type men, masculine energy men, are so attracted and magnetized to feminine energy. That's that receiving energy. Yes, it's nice to wear red lipstick and high heels, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about at an energetic level. Now, the thing is, I want you to really get curious and ask yourself, how does my nervous system feel in the presence of masculine energy? If it doesn't feel safe and secure by default without realizing it, you're going to have that hard outer shell. You're going to be in your masculine chasing energy. You're going to be in that overthinking, overanalyzing, obsessing about, why hasn't he texted me back energy? And that is a big turnoff to men. Okay. And you're going to end up attracting the wrong men and not attracting the right men.
Yeah, definitely. And what happens as well is men can really feel that energy about how you're responding, about where your nervous system is. Now, we don't always have the definition of, okay, it's her nervous system that's out of whack, but we feel your energy if you're really just putting on a front, if you're putting on a face, or if you're relaxed, or if what we're doing is making you uncomfortable. So just being relaxed and not just trying to portray it, but actually doing the inner work, embodying this is the way to go. Because a lot of times we have people that are dating online, we have people that are dating internationally, and a lot of times people think, well, we're just online so they can't sense anything. I'll just say this, they don't know what I really feel. And men can feel and sense if your nervous system is calm, if you feel comfortable just having conversations with them, being around them. So it's so key to do the work to make sure you're portraying exactly what's in your heart to portray. Because if you're faking it and just trying to look a certain way, then the men will sense it. And then a man, especially healthy provider energy men, they'll start to pull back, because no man, no healthy man wants to force himself on you or feel like he's around someone that doesn't want to be around him.
That's so good. And men aren't going to think of it like this. They're not going to be like, oh, I wonder how our nervous system
Not at
feels about this.
all.
Like everything he's saying, that's not how men think consciously. It's a subconscious thing.
Yes.
So what they'll be thinking to themselves is, oh, I'm not feeling her.
Yeah.
That's how men talk to themselves,
Yep.
right? It's like, oh, I'm just not feeling her. And the other reason why this is so important for you ladies is because when you haven't healed your nervous system and your nervous system is dysregulated, you're going to be hyper triggered. So just get curious about that too. Are you hyper triggered? And so a lot of times women don't realize they're so hyper triggered. And we notice this from coaching so many women and watching dating shows and stuff. We're seeing these women, they're so triggered. They're so sensitive. It's like you have to walk on eggshells and they're walking on eggshells, right? And so they don't have that secure attachment and really secure, calm nervous system. And they think, oh, I just need a different dating app. Oh, I just need to get a matchmaker. And that's not it, babe, because what's going to happen, it doesn't matter. You could literally have the perfect man walk into the picture, but if your nervous system is not healed, you're going to either get anxiously attached to him, or you're going to be in that avoidant pattern. Okay.
And it all comes down, what it all ends up being a lot of times as well is self-sabotage. And we see it on those dating shows where they're just out on dates with guys, and the guy may say something that he may not have said the right way, and the way he actually meant, Now she's triggered. Now the date is over. Now she's moved on. Well, he doesn't like me, or he doesn't like my type, or whatever she's thinking. She comes up with her own narrative because her nervous system didn't respond correctly because of what she's already been programmed to do. So it's important that those areas that in your nervous system, every time this happens, I get anxious. Every time this happens, I get avoidant. Those are the areas, because in relationships, and even when you're getting to know the guy, anything that he does that looks similar to it, he can come in with a bald head, and that reminds you of your ex who had a bald head, and now he's no good. They're all the same. No, doing the inner work and making sure your nervous system is aligned is so key, because it's going to come up. It's going to come up with business. It's going to come up in your relationships, with your health. It all comes up. It's unavoidable if you don't do the work.
Yeah, and even in that actual dating phase where you guys are courting for marriage, this is so important. I mean, this is why we've had so many engagements in marriages with women, is because we've been basically holding their hands in those moments when they're feeling triggered by certain things. Because I mean, that's normal as in the healing process to feel triggered. It's just what you're doing with those triggers. Are you actually healing? Or are you just staying triggered and thinking you need to date another guy? Right? Or just shutting down and like, dating's exhausting. I don't want to date. Or staying in situationships. Which brings me to point number 2. Okay, so the point number 1 was just checking in with your nervous system. How is your nervous system feeling in the dating phase? The other thing that I want you to really, really ask yourself, and we've seen this so much, especially lately with ladies that have been dating, is asking yourself, are you staying in a pseudo relationship, a situationship? I cannot even tell you how many women we have helped and coached where they think they're in a relationship. They actually think they're in a relationship. They actually think they're dating the guy, and they're not, right? And so, ladies, just ask yourself, not from a place of judgment. Don't judge yourself right now. Just meet yourself with so much love and compassion right now, because we're going to heal this, okay? But just ask yourself, is this man actually taking you on dates publicly? Are you guys actually dating with the purpose of marriage? Is there a timeline involved? Or are you just having a texting relationship? Are you just having phone calls? Are you just having late night hookups and he's sporadic? Have you guys been together for 5-10 years and it's not going anywhere? I want you to really ask yourself that with so much love and self-compassion, because what we care about for you, babe, is for you to not waste your life and not waste your time. A man can screw around and at 45, 55, 65 decide to get married. Right? And he has a lot of options. For us ladies, it's different. And I want you to really just get curious and ask yourself if you've been playing in those patterns.
And it's so important too to understand, for men, you're not in a relationship. They're not in a relationship with you until they make it known, until they say it to you, for one. That's the first indication. Then all the corresponding things that happen afterwards, they start introducing you to family. They start adding you to their life as far as their daily, okay, I'm going out to eat. Okay, do you want to go out to eat? Like all these things that are happening continuously, because you can be in a situationship, for years. And if it's no definition on it, then you're just someone who's good to be around. You're just someone that they're getting something out of. It could be sex, it could be just someone they enjoy being around, someone they can talk to, whatever the case is. But unless the man makes it official, and this is something that I thought I wouldn't have to say, and you made mention of it, and you see them in person. Right? You're talking to them on the phone. Because now in the new age of internet dating, I mean, we've been online as well. So it's definitely the thing that's going on. But until you're actually talking to this person, FaceTiming, meet up in person, don't consider it a relationship, because you don't even know if this person is real. So it's so many steps that you have to make sure nowadays. Make sure that you're in a relationship, because guys will drag stuff out. Right here, I'm one of those guys. Right, I was a bachelor for I was one of those guys. I was a bachelor for 30 something years,
Yeah.
right? So I understand it. And a lot of times men do it not because they don't like you, don't want to be with you. It's just subconsciously their nervous system can't handle taking the next step, or they're not ready financially, they're not ready, mentally, they don't think they're ready to do it. Men have so many reasons, but when they do it and they're healthy, they're locked in with you. But if they're not telling you that, don't assume it. You have to have your own timelines, you have to have your own love list, and they have to line up with that. You're not telling them that we have to be in a relationship. No, you're explaining to them, I'm only dating for marriage. And if they don't agree with it, if that's not what they want, then you can't convince them. So make sure you check the boxes before you go around introducing them to your kids, to your family, to your loved ones, talking about them on the job, posting them online. Make sure you're really in a relationship.
Oh my gosh, this is so, so true. And thing is, ladies, this would have been a pseudo relationship. This would have been a situationship if I would have allowed it. That's why women, we have to take our powers back, because the masculine responds to the feminine. This is why you'll see a man be in a situationship for 5 years, and then with the next girl, with the right girl that is, knows her worth and has boundaries and standards, like how I was. You're married and you're engaged in 8 months, married 3 months later, right? And so it's really up to us as a women, to decide what it is that we want. And also, when you're entertaining those pseudo relationships, those situationships, it's blocking your husband from finding you. A lot of women, like, lean in for a second. Okay, first of all, the reason why you're playing in situationships where it's not really a relationship, you're not actually dating for marriage, you're not actually courting for marriage, okay? The reason why is it's an avoidant attachment pattern, meaning it feels like a relationship. You're getting that connection. There's, the dopamine hits that you're getting, that chemistry, the seg. There's something that's being fulfilled there for you, right? But it's not real. And so it's like, you don't have to be fully vulnerable. You don't have to be fully seen. You don't have to go to that next level. So it's an avoidant pattern. And then typically you're going to be attracting men that are also playing in that pattern. It's a trauma bond, right? But the thing is, like, a lot of women are like, oh, well, I'll just like casually date until my husband comes along. But that's not how energy works. That's not how this works. The energy you play in is the energy you're going to keep attracting. So if you're casually dating guys or casually dating a guy, that's all the energy you're going to be attracting. That's the type of guys you're going to be attracting. You have to let go and detach from those types of guys. One of two things is going to happen. This is a win-win situation for you, babe. I promise you. I know it feels hard, but this is a win-win situation for you. He's either going to fall away and your husband is going to find you. And we've seen this a lot in the Feminine Energy Academy, where ladies have broken off those situationships and then their actual husband found them and now they're engaged and married. Or, like in our situation, he's going to step up for marriage. It's one of the two things. But if you just keep playing in that same pattern of entertaining a situationship, a not real relationship with no timeline, you're like, it's not going anywhere. You're just going to keep playing that pattern. Yeah.
And we're going to get to the question shortly. I see Charlene has a question. Definitely, I see women in the ladies from the Feminine Energy Academy, Ramsha. I saw a couple other ones as well.
What's up, ladies?
Good to see you all. But it's so important because what happens, even in our situation, as you spoke of, first, you made the decision. Do not, as a woman, do not wait on the man to make the decision in those pseudo relationships, in those relationships that you're trying to figure out. You're just waiting on him to let you know what it is. No, you're not letting him know what it is, but you're letting him know where you're at. And when that happens, like with us, after she cut it off, then I actually fell off. But during that fall off, I started doing work. I started making adjustments, and I started preparing myself to be the person I needed to be, because I believe deep down inside, men know what it takes to be that husband. It's just a lot of times there's no pressure to become that. They get everything they want without being that husband. So most men don't even go through the trouble of making adjustments, of saying, okay, I need to do this differently, I need to make this adjustment, because they're getting everything in the relationship without the commitment. So what my wife did is she cut it off. She let me know where she was at. She said, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm looking, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get married, things like that. And at that point, my life, my mind wasn't lined up with that. My actions, most importantly, wasn't lined up with that. So as she made that decision and she detached, and I didn't hear from her at all for 8 months, 6 to 8 months. And when I heard from her, it was because I reached out. But when you make that decision, I came back so ready. It was like, okay, let's get it going. I moved to another country, and she positioned herself for her husband, which in this case was me.
Yeah.
But for you ladies that are out there, you have to be open to the fact that the person that you're dating, that you're in those pseudo relationships with, it might not be your husband. It just might not be. I don't care how nice he is, how good you feel being around him. You have to keep yourself open to the fact that your husband is out there, whoever it is, even if it's not him. Totally detach, because that's the only way that your husband is going to be able to find you. He can't see you if you're hanging on to an old relationship. He can't see you if your mind is always on the other guy, or the guy that you just knew God showed you this was your husband. Sometimes you showed yourself that this was your husband. God had nothing to do with it. So stay open to it. The right guy who God actually wants in your life will show up. He's going to show up in the way that your love list looks like. He's not going to show up in the way that you're used to necessarily. He's going to show up in a way that you're probably not used to. It's foreign to you. It might feel different, but remain open. Do the inner healing. That's why I love the Feminine Energy Academy for the ladies. And again, right now we have a free 7-day trial. Jump in. It's because they get to walk through each step. When they're in new periods within relationship that they might not have had success with, they get to talk to us about it. They get to talk to the ladies in the community, and they get to get right, like live right now, answers that will help them. So definitely, ladies, the guys are out there, but all the work you're doing to make sure makes it so much easier. And most of you can have that same story where, okay, after I let him go, 8 months, a year, 6 months, whatever the case it is, you got with the right guy and got married.
Exactly. I love that. That was so good,
I
babe.
know.
Well, and
I got to take a breath.
yeah, the thing is that what we want you to know, ladies, is you're going to attach to something, right? You're going to attach to something. So a lot of times women have a hard time letting go from the guy because you're emotionally entangled with him. You're energetically entangled with him. You might love each other. He might be a great guy. He might love you and say he wants to marry you, but it's just not going anywhere. And so this is how women shoot themselves in the foot. You've given him 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances. And so he's going to keep playing in that pattern, right? Men are the sperm. They need something to chase. So I encourage you, babe, to take some time, get the inner healing. I promise you, I promise you. Okay. As you do your inner healing, you're going to attract better. You're going to attract better men, or he's going to step up. And then this time you're not going to waste your time. But the thing is, it's hard for women to detach if you don't have something else to do. So that's what I'm like, instead of obsessing about the guy, instead of, being super anxious about him and, being triggered and overthinking about him, jump into the Feminine Energy Academy and do some inner healing. Obsess about your glow up, babe. I mean, this is why we have glow up challenges, weight loss challenges. We work on your hormones. We work on your nervous system. We work on your image. We work on how to communicate with the masculine. I share my potent dating secrets, all that stuff where you can go and have fun, heal your abandonment wounds, heal your attachment style, make some more money, call in some more money, right? Expand your capacity to receive. Obsess about those things. And then what happens, because we see this all the time, as you're busy focusing on that, guess who comes a running? All the men. All the men.
True.
One of our ladies yesterday, she was like, oh my gosh, the stuff works. Yesterday, I got asked out 3 times just going out. Okay. This is stuff we hear all of the time with our ladies. Yeah.
And I'm going to jump into a couple of questions because we have so many good questions. This one first is more of a comment that I want to dive into. Okay. This is from, I believe, Jacob the Snake Up. I'm staying single forever voluntarily. My nervous system is done with folks. Now, my response to that is, I mean, it's not like we're telling everyone that they have to be in a relationship. We're just looking at what's the reason behind it. Because even if your nervous system is done with folks, you have that same response and that same reaction when it comes to work, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your health. It's the same response. So that's why we always encourage you to deal with what's going on, deal with your nervous system, deal with those areas, because it's not about just being in a relationship, but it's more about being healthy. Because whenever we're holding on to stuff, whenever we just can't deal with this, it's still going to happen. Things are still going to happen. And what happens is we're not going to have the solution. We're going to see ourselves just kind of going on in a cycle of things are good, things are bad, things are good, things are bad, because we're always going to come to that point. So it won't allow you to get further than that point in your life. It can be that you don't have the capacity to have conversations at work. It could be you don't have the capacity to talk about certain things within your health. And then you address it too late. Now you lose a job. Now you may have health challenges. So it's not just relationships. So it's important to not just look past it and say, well, I just won't be in a relationship. It'll affect so many other areas of your life if you don't address it.
Oh man, there's so many good
I know,
questions.
so many good questions.
Okay, 2 questions that I wanted to address here really quick. So someone is dating someone in another country. Oh, sorry, I should be talking my mic. Somebody is dating somebody, I think it's from Kenya, in another country, and they do video calls. Okay, that's okay, but this is what we're talking about, the pseudo relationships.
Yes.
Don't date people unless they can actually see you.
Yes.
You're wasting your time. Like we did an international, we met internationally and we dated internationally long distance. But trust, I had done enough inner healing as a woman, enough nervous system re-regulating, that once I saw that he wasn't stepping up and coming to see me, I was like, sorry, we're done.
Yeah.
Like I'm moving on, right? Because you as a woman, like you need to preserve your dignity and self-respect as a woman. Like people don't just get access to this feminine energy, even if it's on a FaceTime call. But the thing is, if you as a woman are lonely, if you're lonely, then you're gonna want that attention from some guy, even if he's across the globe. But we've helped a lot of women get married internationally. Actually, like they're now married to men that from like the UK, for example, or Caribbean, US, like a bunch of different places. But those men all made the effort to come and see the woman. So anyone that's watching right now, if you're not making an effort to actually see the woman, or the guy you're talking to is not making an effort to actually come and see you, then you are wasting your time. And then there was part 2. There was another question. It was from a guy actually, and he was like talking to a girl, sent her flowers, and then she ghosted you. Why? Well, and I think he said it was like 2 weeks or 2 months, whatever the time frame was. You need to actually plan the date. You can't just send her stuff. That's nice that you sent her stuff, but you need to actually take the girl out on a date.
Yeah. And there's so much context behind it. Even adding to that, if you're sending her stuff, apparently you know where she lives, you know her address, maybe you've been talking to her, but is it a relationship? Are you trying to get to know her? Like, is she all in with it like you're all in? So you want to make sure that you don't just go start assuming like because she allowed you to go out on a date that she wants to continue talking to you, and making sure as the man, you're not just going out leading with that. Now we want to make sure we're taking care of her. You're paying for stuff, but you don't want to lead with I'm buying her stuff. You want to get to know her and then make sure, because most men, before they really start investing in anyone, including someone that they potentially want to be in a relationship with, they have to do their checks and make sure that this is someone worth investing in. So it's not necessarily her fault, but you have to check yourself and see, why did I jump the gun with someone who wasn't necessarily interested in me in that way? Because most women don't just ghost men who are doing stuff for them and buying stuff for them. So make sure it wasn't just you chasing after her and she didn't want you to chase after her. So it could be so many things, but definitely know it's not normal for women to just turn down gifts and things and just ghost men that want to give to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have Ashley. She has a question. So are you saying there's a difference between intentional dating and casual dating?
100%, 1,000%. I mean, just think of anything in life. for my business owners, I don't know if there's any
Mhm.
entrepreneurs on here right now, people that dabble in business and people that are running profitable businesses, big difference, right? And so same with dating. And the thing is, I want you to like actually just get curious with yourself, because a lot of casual dating is just that avoidance. It's that avoidance attachment style that's playing out. Like at a nervous system level, subconsciously, you don't actually feel safe getting married again. That's why you're casually dating and not seriously dating. And a lot of times you don't realize it. So you're going through the motions of dating. Oh yeah, I'm talking to this guy, I'm talking to these guys, like whatever. Yeah, I'm dating, I'm casually dating. But deep down, there's a fear of abandonment. There's a fear of being seen. There's a fear of rejection. There's a fear, there's a wound, a masculine energy wound there. And so you keep playing these casual dating patterns versus deciding, no, I'm going to get married. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to happen. That's okay. Leave that part to God. But you are doing your part to be ready to receive. You're in that wife energy. You've done the inner healing. You've skilled up, right? When we're talking about skilling up on this channel, we're talking about you learn how to speak to the masculine, you know how to communicate, you know how to date, right? The healthy feminine energy way. You've done your nervous system healing. You understand feminine energy dynamics with the masculine, right? You are ready to be a wife. That is completely different. And when you do that differently, guess what? You attract men that want to get married, like the women in our Feminine Energy Academy. Like
So true.
that just happened this weekend.
So true. And I want you to speak to this next one. It's more of the narrative behind it. This is Jasmine. She says, so how is your program working with online dating as there are more quote unquote red pill men than ever before? Means men who purposely mislead. Offline dating works much better, right?
Yeah, I love that. That was a great question. Okay, so whether you're dating online or offline, it's actually the same thing. It's the same thing. 95% of this is going to be your energy. Okay, it's going to be your energy. So if you are embodied in this energy of fear, if you're in this embodied in this energy of there's not enough men, if you're embodied in this energy of men nowadays don't want to get married, whatever stories playing around in your head right now, that's what you're going to attract offline and online. Okay. So what we do, and you're talking about like, how is my program different? Well, what we do is we do the energy work first, because that's going to do all the heavy lifting. We're going to get rid of all those old stories, those energetic patterns you've been playing in. We're going to identify your attachment style that you probably don't realize you're playing in, the anxious attachment, the avoidant attachment, because that's going to really determine the type of men you attract online or offline, doesn't matter. Teach you actually how to communicate with men, because that also doesn't matter if it's online or offline. You're going to be texting each other and calling each other, right? So you're getting the same skills. But the only difference is when you're confident and you've skilled up, you know how to communicate with men, you have clarity in the energy that you're calling in, the type of husband you're calling in. Now you're walking around and you are super magnetic to what you're calling in versus the guys that just want to fool around. And so you're going to notice, because I know this because not only for myself, but the women that I've coached over the years, what happens is men offline are approaching them more and the men online are approaching them more. And because they're confident and because they have the skill set to filter out men, they don't waste time with those guys online or offline.
And it's so important as things evolve. A lot of times it's challenging for people to, especially people that are traditionalists, to just say, okay, this evolution is something that I want to jump on. And, it could be with AI, but right now it's more with dating, where online dating, even for us, at first it was taboo. It was like, okay, I don't want to date online. I don't want people seeing me online. What does life come to? I'm online trying to find a wife. But once you embrace it and understand that, like you said, babe, dating online and dating in person is the same, because it's all about your energy. And once you scale up and you're comfortable just talking to people, if you can talk to people, it doesn't matter if it's someone that you see online, someone that you're talking to in person, someone that you're talking in, any type of way you're communicating with them, it's still you, because wherever you go,
Yeah.
you're there. So
Yeah.
whoever you are is
Yeah.
going to follow you. So it's important not to separate the two. Not to say that you have to date online, but to understand
Yeah.
that if you have that skill set, it doesn't matter where you're at, in person or online, you'll still come across and they'll feel your energy, and you'll be able to connect with the right people as long as you have that skill.
And the thing is, the reason why we encourage women to open themselves up to date online, also with strategy, don't just go online, okay? Because you're going to attract, I don't know, who you're going to attract, but with strategy. But we now have a global dating scene. You literally have opened yourself up to the entire globe, right? Before, like back in the day, it was like you could only date people in your city. That's it. Now you can date people outside of your city, outside of your country. And this is a lot of the women that end up getting married now, because I mean, you just have so many more options, right? I'm not to say that you have to date online, but I think it's really, really good personal development for you. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn about all your triggers, all your insecurities, and it's an opportunity for you to heal and to skill up.
So we have Charlene. She says, this man keeps saying that he will always be honest to me, and he has a YouTube channel and is a singer, because I watch him and he shares a lot with me about what he does every day.
And I think she said that he wants to fly her out, or he wants you to fly out. Okay, so if a man wants you to fly out, he's paying for you to go out. Don't be going on your own dime, ladies, okay? And also just practice wisdom. Like, don't just go meet some guy that you don't know. Like, really, please just practice wisdom.
And another thing, and I'm saying this to protect the ladies, but make sure that you're staying on your own. You have people that you know that you're connected with, people that know exactly where you are, just as a safety precaution. You don't want to go there staying with him. You want to make expectations clear, because a lot of times when men fly women out, their expectations that, okay, this is supposed to happen, that's supposed to happen. You can just let them know, I'm coming out here to get to know you. We can go out, and then I'm in my own space, but don't go out with the pressure of you have to do something to pay him back.
Yeah, that's so important. And when he came out to Canada, when we were first dating, he stayed at Airbnb. Yeah. So
definitely.
that was my rule, is no sleepovers or anything like that until I'm married. Yeah.
So we have a question from J Love. I believe this is a lady. Love you all. So there's a 25-year-old in my church, and I am in my early 30s.
Ooh.
He told me he likes me and thought I was in my 20s, but I already told him he is too young.
Good. Smart move.
Right. And adding to it, he said he understood, but he calls me every Sunday and we talk for 2 hours. Wait a minute. How do I have boundaries with him when I enjoy laughing and talking to him?
Well, for you got to ask yourself this. And one thing I help my ladies do in our program is, if there's a guy that you're in a situationship with, but you just know he's not for you, like maybe he's younger than you, for example, right? You can still look at the things that you appreciate about that conversation, about the situationship, and write that down, add it to your love list, and then call in an actual husband that's ready to get married, right? You don't just have to settle for a 2-hour conversation every Sunday. That's a waste of your time, babe. Instead, it's like, you know what I do enjoy, it's not him. It's that conversation. It's that fun that you're craving, which is totally normal. So, write it down. It's like, okay, I'm ready to receive my husband. We have great conversations together. It's fun. We go to church together, right? I mean, I called that in, right? And then make yourself available for those types of men that are ready to get married versus someone that's too young and, isn't husband material.
And what it's doing is holding up your husband as well, because you're connecting energetically to this guy. So your husband can't see you potentially, because it sounds like you have a Sunday date every week. It's just not in person, it's on the phone. So really, when you're calling in your husband, you have to clear everything else out the way that can potentially hold it up. So this is from someone from our previous video, Talk to a Man Like This. And I forgot exactly what we're talking about, but they said, of course, it's easy to attract a man if you look like that, meaning look like you. What do you say to that? Because we have so many ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy who look so many different ways. You have dark, light, tall, short, just all different type of looks, and all of them are attracting healthy masculine energy men that want to provide for them. So can you add to that?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, ladies, your feminine intelligence, first of all, is your glow up. So upping how you look. This is a business investment. You investing into yourself is into your body and how you look as a woman is the best investment you could possibly make. I don't care if that's triggering for some people, but so many doors will open up for you. It does not matter if you look like a Barbie doll. You don't need to look like a Barbie doll. You don't need to look like a 20-year-old. You just have to look good for your age because two things are going to happen. One, the most important thing is your confidence is going to go up. And when your confidence goes up as a woman and you know you got options, you're not going to settle for men that are breadcrumbing you. You're not going to settle for men that just want to have a situationship with you because you know you got options. Okay. So that's the most important thing is your confidence is going up. And number two is you're just so many doors are going to open up for you as a woman. Okay. So, and like Coach B said, we have women from all over the world, all different races and faces, single moms, all different ages that are now engaged and married. So you are the right type of pretty for your husband. So stop playing in that pattern of, oh, well, that's easy for her because she looks like that, right? So,
And we see it
maybe
all
you
the
can talk about
time
that
as
too.
well. We see ladies in Hollywood, we see actresses, we
Yes.
see all these people on TV that men think look so good, but these ladies are single. These ladies are 40, 50, 60 years old, aren't able to attract a healthy provider energy man. Now, they're able to attract men and have situationships, but they're not able to attract men that they desire, that want to marry them, that want to spoil them, that want to take care of them. And it's not because of their looks. So one thing we don't want to do is start giving ourselves a narrative that makes us feel good. A lot of times we do that as people because we aren't willing to do the work, or we don't know what to do. But thankfully in the Feminine Energy Academy, we walk you through exactly what to do. We don't want you to feel like, okay, it's only this type of person, because we tell ourselves that story even on jobs and businesses. Okay, they can start that business. Okay, they can work at that job. But no, God's no respecter of man. It's about doing the work, actually walking in the right energy. And of course, ladies, you have to hear me on this one. It's about looking good and being in your feminine, and you'll attract so many healthy provider energy men.
Yeah, exactly. That's just to get his attention. But in order to keep him, you got to be in that healthy, secure wife energy. Everything we talk about, the nervous system, the feminine energy, knowing how to communicate with the masculine, all of that. Yeah.
And we had a question from one of our previous videos.
Okay.
Well, this was more of a statement about older women dating younger men.
Okay.
And this is a lady, Jeanette, says singer Cher is 79 and her boyfriend's 39. If I were her age, I would go for it because there are no men available who are older than her.
I mean, if you're 79 years old, I mean, you can do whatever you want at that point. Like, I have nothing to say about that. No, honestly though, if you're 79 years old and you've taken care of yourself and you look good, like date whoever you want.
Yeah, and again, those are extreme cases.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So we talk mostly about generally about people that are within, normal dating age between maybe 30 and 60. And some that are older. Of course, we get ladies that are older as well that are still on the dating scene. But we're talking about generally ladies that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s that deal with it. And even in that case, she's 79, he's 39. Both of them know what it is.
Yeah,
They
it's a
know what it is.
transactional
It's
relationship.
transactional. They're okay with it. They just need somebody to be there. What we talk about here on this channel is about dating for marriage. So we're giving you tips and we're giving you information about dating for marriage. No one needs information. Most people don't need to know how to be in a situationship. That comes naturally to a lot of people because they've been doing it for so long. But we talk about the marriage side of things.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a couple more questions.
Can I actually just add one more thing
Yes,
about
go
dating
ahead.
younger guys?
Go ahead.
The only reason why we bring up the whole dating younger guys scenario is because a lot of times women are in their masculine energy, right? And so they naturally attract younger men.
Yeah.
That's one of the byproducts of, as a woman, you being your masculine energies, you will attract younger men. That's how it goes. Okay. But the thing is, over time, those types of women, you're going to be tired. You're going to lose respect for the guy, because if you're in your provider masculine energy as a woman, it burns out your hormones. It dysregulates your nervous system. You might have great seg at the beginning, but over time, that's going to wear out. Right. And so that's why we encourage our ladies to date provider type men, men that are, emotionally available, men that you can look up to, that you respect. And a lot of times those men aren't going to be older than you, because women and men mature at different rates.
Yes. And again, right now we have a free 7-day trial in the
Yeah.
Feminine Energy Academy, where you also have access to our master class, which we do every Saturday. It's only for the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. But when you jump in, you can binge watch. You have access to everything. You can private message us. You just have full access for that free 7-day trial. So a lot of the questions that you're asking is what we answer within the Feminine Energy Academy, but we go a lot deeper within the Feminine Energy Academy to help you on your journey.
Yeah, in the Feminine Energy Academy, it's going to be more personalized help. It's going to be more coaching type questions. So a lot of times our ladies are, they present us with, they're dealing with certain guys, or they're dating and they're not quite sure how to communicate with him, or they need help with their dating profile, things like that. Or they have love blocks, they need help with nervous system re-regulating. They want to know more about their attachment style and how to, change those patterns. That's what we help them with in there.
And Jay said, yes, you all are so right. I'm Jessica, by the way, and I'm joining the Feminine Energy Academy Sunday.
Perfect.
Can't wait.
You got to message us as soon as you get in there, girl.
Definitely looking forward to it. Amari says, and this is more of a comment, it just really sucks how long it takes to find the right person. Can you speak to that a little?
Yes. Okay. So the reason why it's taking a long time to find the right person is because the story and the energy you're embodied in is it takes a long time to find the right person. Okay. That's what I need you ladies to catch, is your reality is just mirroring what's going on inside of you. So if you're in the energy of there's not enough guys, dating is exhausting, it takes so long to find the right guy, that's the pattern you're going to keep playing in. God is outside of time, right? God is outside of linear time, right? There's infinite possibilities of how you can attract your husband, but you got to be ready. Right. And so that's just a story. That's really a love block, right? Where you're just like playing in that story of it's hard. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take forever. There's not enough men. That's all you're going to be playing in. That's all you're going to be attracting, babe, until you heal that, which of course is what we do. Yeah.
Exactly. And one thing as well, just even the wording behind it, you don't want to be out there looking for him as far as like, you're playing it, you have to find him. What you do is position yourself. You do all the inner work. You put yourself in a position where he's able to find you. He sees, even the Bible speaks about a man who finds a wife finds the good things and obtains favor. So let him find you. But do all the work where it's so easy to find you. You're not hiding. It's like you're standing in the middle of the street and he can't miss you. But that comes down to you doing the inner work. You're doing all the feminine energy work and just being in your fun energy. It's not you walking around and you're stressed out. You have the resting bee face because it's just so hard out here to find the right person. No, you're having fun. You're enjoying life. You're going out with your friends. You're not sleeping with guys, but you're positioning yourself, and it'll be too hard to miss you instead of hard to find him.
Ooh, that's so good. That's a way better story. And the thing is, what we help our women do is actually enjoy the dating process. I think a lot of people think that they need to suffer and struggle, and then maybe they might find the right one. Right. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. Like, that sounds so depressing. Okay. And I mean, I've heard dating coaches say that dating is hard. I'm like, why are you a dating coach? If that's the story you're playing in, because in our world, in the Feminine Energy Academy, dating gets to be fun. Marriage gets to be fun. Your glow up gets to be fun. Your inner healing gets to be fun. And the guy's the bonus. Okay. We're not doing this to chase guys. We're doing this to up-level ourselves. And what naturally happens is you become so magnetic to masculine energy men. And here's the thing, ladies. You can see the comments. This is the majority of people. It's how most people think. This is why it's so easy to stand out on the dating scene now. It's so easy. It's never been easier to date. because you have an entire globe of people. First of all, there's a bunch of them that want to get married,
Yes.
right? And most people are not doing their inner healing. Right? So you stand out so much as a woman when you know how to talk to a man, when you know what a masculine energy man craves. When all things are equal, you stand out so much. That's why when I was on the dating scene, I had zero fear. I wasn't in that lack energy at all.
Yes.
You know that you are the right type of pretty for your man,
Yeah.
and you know that you're his perfect person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So key. And Vatu said, would an on and off relationship come under a situationship? That's the first question. So that answer is yes. And he said, I used to date a girl. This must be a guy, I believe. I used to date a girl that we both decided that we both need to part ways, but we still somehow end up finding our way back to each other. Can you speak to that?
Yes. So that's what we call a trauma bond. And thank you so much for sharing that, because a lot of people don't admit that, but that's what a lot of that's a situation that a lot of people are playing in, where it's like you're into each other, but it's probably not going anywhere. So you separate, but then you find each other, then you get lonely, miss each other, and then you hook back up. Right. And then you go away, and then you hook back up, and then you go away, and then you hook back up. And it's called a trauma bond. And what's happening at a nervous system level and an energetic hormonal level, and this is for men and women, when you guys get together, there's a huge release of dopamine and oxytocin. And it's kind of like gambling or shopping, where you get that big hit, that big release. It's like a drug addiction. Literally, it's equivalent of a drug addiction. And then you go away, and then you're craving that hit again. And so instead of doing the inner work, where you're actually separating yourself, going through a detox process, which I encourage my ladies to do, going through an actual detox process where you cut it off and you actually go back inwards, you nervous system re-regulate, you do your inner healing, you get clarity on who you're calling in. Until you actually take time to do that, babe, for men and women, you're going to keep playing in the same pattern. If it's not this person, it's going to be the next person.
So true. I mean, you said it right on point, but it's so key to make sure. That's why we don't subscribe to the fact that you're friends with someone that you previously were dating and are no longer dating, because what's going to happen is whatever the nature of that relationship is, it's going to default back to it. Most people weren't friends before they start dating, and you're not going to be friends afterwards. And men and women being just monogamous friends, I don't think happens at all. I know for men, at least, men don't just hang around women because they're cool to be with. No,
unless they're in bro energy, like that woman's in that friend zone energy,
and they'll
sleep with you.
They'll still sleep with you.
Yeah, but they won't wife you.
No, men are not looking for women friends. If you have a man best friend, then really look into it and look at the nature of it. Most men are just waiting around for that opportunity. So just be careful with that. That'll allow, first, like you said, though, it's really about doing that healing. Once you do that healing, then those things happen automatically. So,
and someone said, "Hey, from Russia."
Russia,
I love it, Russia. That's amazing. My name is Natasha. It's a Russian name, even though I'm not Russian.
Right.
But that's my connection to Russia.
We have Ashley who says, so would we say when it comes to dating men, generally men are more healed than women?
Oh, I don't know if we can say one is more healed than the other, but I will say that the feminine, we really care a lot more about relationships. Men also care about relationships, but men's biggest focus, healthy men typically, is provision. So they're in that building phase, they're working, they're providing. They're not really, you don't see a lot of men. I mean, there's some men that are on an inner healing journey, and they are, watching our live streams. They're getting therapy, which is amazing. But typically you'll see more women that are doing the inner work, inner healing. And the great thing about that, ladies, is because I know a lot of women are like, well, how do I get my husband to change? How do I get the guy I'm dating to change? And what we always tell them is work on you. Because when you, as a woman, work on you, do your inner healing, nervous system re-regulate, learn about how to be in your feminine energy, not your masculine energy all the time, what happens is you start to activate the people around you. You start to inspire the people around you. People naturally want to step up because of it. Not because you're trying to change them. That's going to make them run away. But you lean back. You stop trying to control and micromanage everybody. You just work on your own inner healing. Naturally, it inspires the people around you, including men.
Yes. And again, to your
Yeah.
point, it's not that men are more healed or whatever the case is, but
Yeah.
what you'll generally see is most men in a lifetime are in less relationships than women because men are focused on building, on making sure they're able to provide, protect, and able to take care. So men may only be in a couple of relationships, but those relationships, the healthy men, those relationships are with purpose. So
Yeah.
you can find any man because by nature, women look for relationships, look for connections. So if you're not healed as a woman, you may get into multiple relationships with unhealed guys. But most men would rather, like myself, just wait until I feel like I'm in a position to be with, have a family, to take care, to provide before we even consider a relationships. But men, they still want something in between. So it's up to you as the lady to make sure that you're in a place to see where they're at. Again, having that love list and being healed will help protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
We had
so you ladies don't become a placeholder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We had a couple. Oh, this is more of a statement. I had a couple other questions I want to look at, but I'll just say this statement. This is Windstorm says, I've been in a situationship for 7.5 years.
See, and the thing is, like, I thank you for sharing that so much. I think they had another thing that they wanted to mention about that.
And welcome as well.
What I love about our Feminine Energy Academy and even this YouTube channel is so many people are opening up and admitting that, hey, I've been in this situation for a long time. I've been in this situationship, this pseudo relationship, this texting relationship for so long. And the first step in healing is actually awareness and recognizing it, like, oh my gosh, this is not actually a relationship. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't realize I'm playing in an avoidant attachment style pattern because my nervous system doesn't feel safe to actually call in a real relationship in a marriage. Right. So I really commend the people that are recognizing this and actually getting the healing.
And I'll add to what they said as well. I'm trying to get out of it a bit, but he helps me with money and I'm still healing to get over him. I haven't been or slept with anyone else because I'm trying to heal. He still wants me and holds me.
Okay, so I heard this surgeon say this statement once, and it's so good. And you can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. You can't heal in the same environment or the same situation that made you sick. Okay, so I understand you want to heal, but you can't actually heal if you're in that same situation. So the healing will happen when you remove yourself from the situation. Now, I understand, I don't know what your situation is. And so I'll never judge a woman, especially if the man is helping you financially. But this is where I really encourage you to invite God into the situation as your divine masculine provider, protector. And I promise you, babe, because I see this all the time with our women in our Feminine Energy Academy, when you learn to rely on God as your provider, as your provision, and not an earthly man that's in a situationship, God will show up for you in amazing ways. But right now, you haven't even given him space. You haven't given God space to move in your life because you're relying on this situationship. So get the support you need. I mean, once again, this is a perfect example of jumping in the Feminine Energy Academy. Message me in there so I can give you some tools to help you heal. You need to give yourself a detox time. Okay, babe? Because otherwise you're going to keep, especially because you're sleeping with the guy, hormonally as women, energetically, spiritually, you get entangled. Like you're literally entangled with the guy. That's why it feels so hard to separate from yourself, but you're separate yourself from him. But meet this with so much love, so much self-compassion, not judgment. Okay.
That's so good. And Kanisha is new to the channel. This is her first time joining us.
Oh, welcome.
She says that she's in a relationship and she found him cheating on her. So I'm guessing for you, Kanisha, it's more about how do you respond to that in a sense of moving forward and heal from it. And again, it all comes down to you doing the work, right? Making sure those areas in which, because what happens is after people get cheated on, walls go up, right? Then
Yes.
you don't open the door for anyone else to come in. But it's important because it doesn't only happen in the area of relationship. It can just happen in your life because you feel a certain way. So to really deal with that and not drag it out or not try to move forward with anyone else until you've actually been able to deal with, okay, the your nervous system behind it. Because as soon as something else looks similar, you're going to feel that same way. You're going to feel like, okay, the same thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to move forward. So again, jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. We have a free 7-day trial. So many audios on dating and relationship, on re-regulating your nervous system. And those audios will help guide you and just help you as you binge listen and binge watch, reprogram your mind so you're able to move forward and heal past that.
Yeah, that's so important. You get healing, babe. Really, really important. Because not only are you going to feel triggered with the next person and feel insecure with the next person, but it also affects the type of men you're attracting. Okay. So if you're playing in those wounded patterns subconsciously, especially the abandonment pattern, it's in your energy field. And so that tends to be the types of guys that you attract.
Yeah.
So it's so, so important that you're healing this for good so you're not attracting these types of guys into your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. It was another question, but I forgot who it was. They said thoughts on premarital counseling.
I 1000% believe you should be doing some sort of dating, relationship, marriage program before you get married, before you even start dating.
Yes.
Okay, so important. Yeah.
And it's not that we say, okay, the traditional, you go to your pastor
Yeah.
and then, you talk to him, but whatever works for you. But you have to have those conversations premarital, because if you don't, things are going to come up during the marriage and you're not going to be prepared necessarily. But it's so many different ways you can get that type of counseling and that type of information now that you sometimes you don't have to leave the house, but both people have to be on board.
Yeah.
Both people have to understand that this is what's needed. If it's just you and he doesn't want it, or vice versa, then you might want to consider holding off. You want to be on the same page when moving forward with that.
Yeah, that's so, so good.
Yes. Any other questions in here? Definitely continue to ask your questions as well. We'll answer a few more questions. Go ahead.
And I was also going to mention one thing that a lot of times, when people are getting premarital counseling, that they don't take into account is they don't work with someone that understands masculine and feminine energy dynamics. So if you're getting counseling at your church, I think it's great to get counseling, premarital counseling, or whatever. But I really invite you to learn and skill up in the area of polarity between masculine and feminine energy, because I've seen this a lot, even in like Christian couples or traditional couples, where they don't know the dynamics between that. And then a lot of times women will abandon themselves. They'll stop taking care of themselves. They're taking care of everybody else. They're burning themselves out. They got the hormone issues, and the marriage gets neutralized, right? There's not that attraction, that polarity that you can have long-term in a marriage, because you don't understand the masculine feminine roles. And so that's why we even have a lot of married women in the Feminine Energy Academy to reignite their marriage, because they're tired. They were tired of being in their, masculine energy. The man's more in his passive feminine energy. They love each other, but it kills the spark. So I really encourage you to really learn and glow up in that area as well, even before you get married. Yeah.
And we'll answer a few more questions. This one's from Call Me One Love. Says, how long should you wait to get a title in a relationship? Is 6 months too long? And I'll start it off with that. And when you're talking to, it's not a time frame, because one thing I don't want you doing is saying, okay, having a list of this needs to happen this time, this needs to happen this time. But for a man, a healthy masculine energy man who's serious about getting to know you, who's serious about marrying you, one thing you have to know is he doesn't want to keep you on the market. He wants to take you off the market as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So he's gonna move quickly, and it may feel uncomfortable because it's like, okay, why is he moving so fast? Because he knows what he wants. So in those cases with healthy masculine energy men, they'll ask this quickly. It
Mm-hmm.
won't be 6 months. It won't be, a year from now. No, they'll want to,
Yeah.
basically, they'll want to cuff you right away and then start working on, okay, I plan on getting married within the next 6 months to a year. They'll have timelines and they'll make you feel safe and comfortable. So if you're not feeling safe and comfortable, if they're not direct and telling you, okay, I want us to be exclusive, because they don't want other men to have the opportunity to date you. A man that drags it out, lets it go on, is leaving you exposed, and he's okay. Whatever happens, happens. As long as when I call you, we can get together. That type of mindset isn't a man who wants to be with you. It's a man who wants you. A man who wants you when he wants you. He wants to, have access to you, but he doesn't want to commit to you. So most healthy masculine energy men will want to commit sooner rather than later. And that's one thing to remember when moving forward in a relationship. And don't look at, okay, it's been 2 days, 3 days. No, as the relationship progresses, a lot of times it'll be quickly. I know with us, once I came back, once after we disconnected, I believe it was one of our first conversations.
It was the first
It was the
one.
first conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be misspeak, but it was the first conversation where I let her know I wanted to be with her. I wanted to get serious, wanted to marry her, and we talked about timelines. So all of that happened right away, and that's what you should expect from somebody who's serious about marrying you, not just serious about getting to know you.
Yeah, and ladies, don't fall for just titles, okay? Because you're going to be stuck in that. One thing I decided when I was back on the dating scene is I'm not going to be anybody's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I refuse. I never called myself his girlfriend ever, ever.
Yeah.
It was I'm dating for marriage and then I'm a fiance, and that is it. Because you, as women, you'll stay stuck in those situations as well, where the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you're my girl, you're my wifey, you're my whatever, I'm committed to you." And then 2 years goes by, 5 years goes by, and you're still in the same situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies, don't even fall for
No.
that.
Because
Yeah.
men will use titles as a placeholder,
Yeah.
and you'll go from girlfriend to fiance,
Yeah.
and still nothing's changed in the relationship. No wedding date, no ring. They'll just make up titles to make you feel good.
Yeah.
So this is the two says, Coach B, what would be the best way for me to heal? I'm a gym rat that's been working on myself for years in order to be in good shape and continue being confident within myself. I feel like she's becoming my weakness.
Oh, it's
And
that guy.
yeah, I believe you asked a question earlier. But in a situation like this, it's great that you're working on yourself. Make sure you work on your complete self, not just your body. Make sure you're working on skilling up. Make sure you're working on your finances, just every area. But what you have to do in this situation, and we tell the ladies this all the time, you have to fully detach from her. You have to get rid of pictures. You have to get rid of her phone number, text messages. You have to get rid of everything that connects you to her, because as long as you're holding on to that, maybe you have clothes that you smell that she used to wear, your blanket you haven't washed, whatever the case is, you have to get rid of this stuff because you have to fully disconnect. So because she's feeling your energy, she's feeling that you can't get enough of her until you disconnect and let her see. Because if she's the one for you, she'll be available when you're ready. I won't say she'll come running to you, because that's not what our ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy do, but she'll be ready when you're ready. But you have to do the work. Once she sees that you're doing the work and you reapproach her, like in our situation, after she detached from me, I did the work, I did the inner healing. So when I came back, it wasn't just talk. It was like, okay, this guy's different. He's ready. And then my actions followed. So detach, continue to do the inner healing, continue to work on yourself. A lot of times what men do is hit that gym and they come back, chiseled and ready, but hit the gym, skill up, get, your finances. Yeah, and that as well. Your finances, and just coming with a different approach in the area of relationships. I actually have, thanks for reminding me, I actually have a master class that I talked about this, just how to get your dream girl. It's within the Dating for Marriage community. So we'll add the link at the bottom for the Dating for Marriage community. But I did about an hour 45-minute hour masterclass for the men. For the men to show you how to get, not attract, how to get the woman that you desire. And I go step by step with you. So definitely check that out. That'll help you.
Yeah, and that one's free. Right now, our Dating for Marriage community is free for the guys. So
definitely.
Yeah, that's a really, really good question.
Yes.
And guys, it's so easy to stand out. Once again, guys, that a guy that has done inner healing, that has a good relationship with God, that has confidence, that's financially stable, you're going to have so many women to choose from. Really, it comes down to the man just deciding when he's ready to get married. For a lot of men.
And there's so many ladies out there. I know she's your weakness, but open yourself up to other women, because you never can determine where that person is at or if this person wants to be with you. You can do everything right in your eyes and that person still is not attracted to you. So we always say, go with the person who likes you. Of course, you have to like them, but make sure they like you, because you can do everything, go all out, buy them everything that you think they need. And they still don't want you. And now you're just in this cycle of, I did all this. Now you're hurt. Now you need healing. So it's plenty of women out there that'll appreciate you, the man that you are, that'll love the provider energy man that you are, who's in shape. And you have to open yourself up to other opportunities, because for men, as long as you're a man that can provide and take care of himself and is healthy, men can be 50, 60. I was 44 when we started dating for marriage. So you can be 50, 60 years old and still be able to attract that hot thing potentially.
So true.
So let me see if we have any other ones. Did you want to add anything?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, so definitely.
What does that say? He still has favorite what?
Keisha was saying she's still his favorite and only girl.
Okay, is that the one that got cheated on?
Yes.
Okay, babe.
If you're saying favorite, then that means it's options. It's more than you.
Babe, you gotta heal.
Yes.
Just the fact that you're like looking at yourself as competition. Ladies, that's another thing to really ask yourself is, at the beginning of this live stream, we were talking about, what to ask yourself when you're dating and how does your nervous system feel in his presence and in this relationship. If you find that you're in competition as a woman, like you feel like you're competing as a woman, that is the worst place for a woman to be. You as a woman should never, ever feel like you're competing for a man, because who competes, ladies? The sperm competes. That's a masculine trait. Men have to compete for you. So if you as a woman are competing for a man, you are in your sperm masculine energy. You are in your chasing energy. And you're going to end up attracting a man that cheats. You're going to end up attracting a man that's in his wounded energy. He's in his feminine receiving. He's a man that likes women to compete for him. Right? You never want to put yourself in that position as a woman, ever, ever, ever. Okay. So no, you're not his favorite woman. You shouldn't even be in his vicinity. You need to you need to get healing and move on, babe.
Yeah, you don't want to be in his rotation.
No,
being his favorite, right?
Because then now you're in performance mode. Now you're trying to prove to him how amazing you are. And it's eating at your self-esteem, destroying your self-esteem as a woman. And there's no way you can be in your feminine energy if you're in sperm competitive energy. Those two things don't go together.
That's one thing you don't play about. That's you got to work up now.
Like, no, why are women competing? No. We don't do that. We do not do that, ladies. No. I love you so much.
And TJ Money, I think TJ Money just joined the Feminine Energy Academy, I believe, said, been there, done that, never again.
Never again, babe.
Yes. And Vatu, just adding to it, one more thing. He says, thanks. He says, I appreciate your response, Coach B. You're 100% right. It's probably time I start deleting our text messages and pictures that I still got in my phone gallery. I've always wanted to get into property investments. I will pursue that too. And but too, once your money starts getting up and the ladies see that you have your things together, you're going to have to turn women away, because they're going to really be coming at you. So focus on what you just said that you want to focus on. Focus on those things that's in your heart to do, and it's putting you in a different level and just preparing you, because what that's doing is preparing you for your family, for your wife, And now they come in and you've got so many things in order that,
Mhm.
look, she might not even have to work because you're ready to
Yeah.
provide and take care of a family.
Exactly. That's so good.
Yes. So,
And
um,
you can look up some YouTube videos called sexual transmutation.
mm,
And what that means is taking all that energy and using it to build your business. And that is one of the smartest things you can do as a man is redirect that energy because that's creation energy,
mm,
right? And instead of getting distracted and it weakens you as a man when you're dispersing
yes,
it to a bunch of women and porn and all that stuff, and actually direct it towards building your business.
yes.
And that's where you can have a lot of success as a man, and then you'll naturally attract a lot of women as well.
And we'll do these last two.
Yeah.
Call me one love. Do you have content on healing attachment styles?
Oh,
How can someone heal anxious attachment styles? So you want to go into
girl,
that?
that is my specialty. Hey, you came to the right place. I actually have an entire program that you can binge watch for free in the Feminine Energy Academy. And I have a couple quizzes in there. So, first of all, you would take the quiz and it will help you identify what your attachment pattern is. And then, how I do it differently is we identify the patterns you've been playing in with dating and marriage, like in relationships, but also in the areas of money
Mm,
and with your body. And then, of course, I have all the inner healing around it. And we go really deep. I do a lot of nervous system re-regulating. It's completely life changing.
mm,
So if you're watching this or you're watching the replay, jump the Feminine Energy Academy. You'll see a program in the classroom called Healing Your Attachment Style and go and binge watch
yes,
that. And like I said, you have 7 days to do it for free.
yes.
Yeah.
So Sarah Parkle said, "How do I stay fit without pushing it too far? I'm married and my body doesn't look like it used to. LOL.
Yes.
I don't know what happened."
Oh, girl, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I'm about to turn 40. I've had 4 kids.
Mm,
I understand. Okay, so we ladies have to work out smart, not hard.
mm,
Okay, we're not doing things like men. And
mm,
so it's not about killing yourself at the gym. It's actually a lot to do with your hormones. Your
mm,
hormones are going to be the biggest game changer when it comes to how you look and your body. And so that's going to help you with, the stubborn belly fat. It's going to help you with weight loss. It's going to help you with so many different things, how you look, your hair, your skin, all of that.
mm.
So that's what I would really encourage you to focus on and just do what you can. Have fun with it. Do what you can. Of course, that's my specialty. That's what I started doing before the Feminine Energy Academy is I'm a certified hormone weight loss coach, former RN. So I actually have five. I have 5 hormone weight loss programs for women in the Feminine Energy
Mm,
Academy that will help you with your glow up, whether you're dating or married. And you don't have to have a gym. I have workout programs. We work on your hormones. We do a lot of inner healing. I teach you about intermittent
yes,
fasting. I teach you about what fat burning foods to have, all of that. I've had so many women lose so much weight. We've had multiple women
yes,
lose over 100 pounds
yes.
in the Feminine Energy Academy, reverse PCOS, and a whole bunch of hormone issues as well.
Yeah, so much information. The 90-day
Yeah.
glow up challenge that we have
Yeah, we're
going
doing 90
on
day.
as
Thank you.
well. So definitely jump in. And also the 90-day food that we have, like each and every day, you tell them what to eat. You
Yeah.
show them exactly the exercises that they can do from home as well. So all of that is in the Feminine Energy Academy. So if we
Yeah.
didn't get to your questions,
Mm-hmm.
definitely jump into the Feminine Energy Academy now. Free 7-day trial.
Yeah.
Message us, private message us. We'll get right back to you.
Yeah.
Let us know why you're there, and we'll walk you through exactly what you need so you can binge watch and get the healing that you need.
All right. I love it.
Yes. Talk to you later.